What up YouTube? This is Steven and welcome back to another video. In this video I want to talk about the exchange between LaVar Ball and Kristine Leahy, as well as how this is playing out in the media, right? And of course I'm going to come at this from more of a racial perspective, of course. Well, race and gender, right? Alright, so you guys probably already know what went down in Clown Town on Fox Sports or whatever, right? You know, LaVar Ball went on to talk about his upcoming brand, I think, or either it's already out, one of the two. And you know, the chick, Kristine, she kind of said some things previous to this discussion, like previous to this interview, right? She had questioned LaVar's parenting skills, right? And she also said that she wouldn't wear his clothing because of this, that, and the third, right? So already, you know, LaVar probably is feeling like, you know, he ain't really feeling it, right? Understandably, right? If someone, like, I'm not a parent, but if someone were to question my parenting skill if I were a parent, you know, I could understand people feeling some type of a way about that, right? It's a touchy subject. And as well, when it comes to your business, that's a touchy subject too. So understandably, right? But they had an exchange. LaVar said some things. Basically, he just told her to stay in her lane, right? And I think he said that she looks like somebody off of Saw, or look like she's Saw. You know that scary movie Saw? Yeah. All right. So now the media is kind of running with this and making it seem like, oh yeah, and before the media even ran with it though, she was kind of setting it up herself to make it, you know, because you know how this is going to play out in the media, right? You know, innocent, pure, white woman is attacked by vicious, malicious, evil black man, right? You know how that's going to happen and play out in the media. Right, and she's already, like, she knows how to set it up because she already setting it up because she already playing the whole feminism thing, like, you know, like, oh, you know, your company isn't for women, it should be for women too, and are you threatening me? You know, right? Even though he didn't really, like, he didn't threaten her. I think when she said, like, she took what he said as a threat, like, oh, you're going to get what's coming to you, but that's very vague though. It wasn't like, I guess maybe she wanted it to be like a violent type of thing though, right? So she can get people on her side, and you know, as the media does, right, it's going to take her side because the media is, you know, ran by white people, right? So that's going to happen, you know. But I give LaVar Ball credit for just being straight up with it, you know. And I personally don't think he was really like, he didn't come at like her in like a misogynistic, disrespectful way. I don't think so. I feel like the most it was like an undertone of, like, I guess sexism. At the most, though, that was like an undertone. But since when do white people care about the undertone of anything? Every time we talk about the undertone of what they say and how it's racist undertones with it, they seem like they can't even comprehend anything. Like, oh, no, it's just this, that, and that. No, it didn't have anything to do with race, right? But all of a sudden, white people can read in between the lines and have reasoning and critical thinking skills when it comes to gender, right? And when it comes to gender in regards to exchange between a black man and a white woman, all of a sudden we can, you know, think critically and reason and read the context clues, right? I tell you. But based on that exchange, right, LaVar didn't really say anything that was like really sexist. I don't think so. But if you're a black woman who's watching this, particularly a black woman, do you feel like there was some sexism in LaVar Ball's comments towards Kristine Leahy. Let's, we can be fair, although we're dealing with white people, so I'm not sure if we should be fair, but for this particular moment, we can be fair, and just say, switch it out, switch Kristen out with, say, a black woman, and then LaVar said these comments to a black woman, right? Really, if that happened, this wouldn't even be a media story. I don't think so. But do you think that his comments were offensive towards women or just offensive towards Kristine? I'm just putting it out there. All right. Personally, I think that his comments were blunt, harsh, and to the point. But when you are checking someone, you have to be blunt, harsh, and to the point. You can't be like, oh, hello, la-di-da. I would really like it if you stopped talking about me. La, la, la. Like, you gotta be a bit more forceful with what you say, right? Just like she was, like, I'm sure that she has been very forceful in what she says too, right? But you knew from the get-go, right? Once the exchange started going south, right? How this was going to play out in the media. The big bad, the big bad, evil, sexist, misogynistic black man attacks pure, innocent, wholesome snowflake Kristine Leahy, right? And LaVar, he didn't say like, stay in a woman's lane. He didn't say it. He didn't say that. He didn't say, stay in a woman's lane. Now, if he said that, then I think she would have a case about that. And if he did say that, then they would definitely be pumping that narrative out, right? He didn't say, like, oh, get off. He didn't say anything that was really like offensive. He wasn't telling her to like, suck his big black dick or, kiss, lick, and taste his nuts or anything. Nothing like that, He pretty much just said, stay in your lane and you look like somebody off a song, right? But of course, I think she kind of felt salty about the whole situation, so she wants to kind of partially save face. So she wants people to be on her side and be like, oh my God, you don't know what I've been through. I've been just verbally assaulted by this man, this big, black, evil, malicious, violent man just verbally assaulted me, I was just doing my job. I was just asking a question, But previously, of course, before this interview even happened, she was questioning his parenting skills, right? So in that, just from that alone, if I'm not a parent, so I can't really be like empathetic, right? Because I'm not a parent, but I can be sympathetic and understand that, okay, I can understand someone feeling some type of a way about having their parenting skills questioned on a national platform, especially, right? And as well, the same lady also said that she would not wear his brand because of this, that, and the third, right? I guess she felt like it was like a sexist slogan or something like that. I don't know. You know how white women love to pull out the feminism card when it comes to black men, right? When it comes to black men. When it comes to their own men, they pull it out, but they really go hard when it comes to black men. When it ain't their men, right? They go really hard with it. So those two situations, he's already coming into the situation where, he knows who he's dealing with. So he's just not in the mood to play nice, right? And I think ultimately he was just really blunt and to the point. And like I said, you have to be blunt and to the point when you're dealing with certain people, And of course, she's gonna play victim, right? Because first she doesn't want to, lose face and look like she just got, you know, told off on national TV. So she wants to just play this out and just be like, this was just horrific. Just make it seem like she was just totally the victim in the situation. But there was things leading up to this that triggered this, response and dialogue, right? In the media, I'm like, some of the titles of these articles are just really they really, I hope these are like clickbait, Like one title is like, LaVar Ball attacks Fox Sports reporter in sexist rant. When did he really say anything that was like a sexist rant? Where was the rant? He didn't say like, yeah, you women. Or he wasn't like, hey, stay in a woman's lane over there. Just stay pretty. And, we'll slap you on the ass a couple of times if we feel like it. He wasn't saying anything like that, Again, he wasn't telling her, to perform fellatio on him, or, to lick this, suck this, kiss this, or whatever, or what he was going to do to her in a sexual manner. Nothing like that. Let's see, another title is, I think this is a video title, but LaVar Ball gets testy with female reporter, right? Let's see. Another title we can say is, NBA Insider opened up on how much LaVar Ball hurts Lonzo. Okay, so this one isn't about his exchange with Kristine, but again, that whole parenting thing. And honestly, I don't know. I'm not really up on folks in their personal lives. I don't know. I mean, I look at his children and I don't see any like bruises on them, right? And his children are like, light bright, damn near white. So if he was like really like beating up his kids and like being Joe Jackson on his kids, I'm pretty sure we would see some bruises, right? I guess maybe it's more of a mental, a verbal type of exchange, perhaps. I don't know. Then the next title, the little we know about LaVar Ball's shoe sales sounds pitiful. All right. So, a few of the titles, right? And for me, basically where I'm coming from with this whole video is like to the media especially, but also to Kristen and women, specifically white women like Kristen, right? Leave that black man alone. All right? That black man has not done anything malicious, vicious, sexist towards Kristen. He merely was blunt with her. Right? He didn't say anything that was really just outlandish or disrespectful. Again, blunt and to the point. Blunt and straight up. So to the media, stop dragging this black man's name through the mud. All right? I know y'all probably feel some type of a way because he ain't being stereotypical. He ain't tap dancing and cooning, as far as I know, for you guys. Well, he does have a white wife, so I might have to put him over, put him on the watch list, And by the way, a quick sidebar. I guess this was kind of like the situation I was talking about in my previous video about, I don't think light-skinned and biracial people need to be having children with white people, then trying to bring them into the community, their offspring into the community. This is what I was kind of talking about. But I don't know how his children identify. His children could identify as mixed, or they could identify as black. I don't know, right? But I'm just saying, this is just one of those situations, an example of this situation, right? Black man, on the lighter side of things, lighter side of the spectrum, goes outside the community, right? So yeah, my quick sidebar, but let's bring it back to topic. All right. Um, so yeah, the media is probably a little mad because LaVar Ball and his children are not stereotypes, right? LaVar Ball ain't tap dancing and trying to kiss up to this white woman, right? Their precious Snowflake, their precious Becky. And as well, they're probably just mad that he is just has been able to have some success as well. Because sometimes, white folks be feeling some type of a way when black folks be more successful than them, because they ain't used to that. They used to this whole system being in their favor. And when they see black folks excelling despite the system being in their favor, they be feeling definitely some type of a way about it. If I were in their situation, I'd probably be feeling some type of a way too. Because I'm just like, damn, am I that basic? The whole system's set up for me and I'm still struggling. While this guy over here, this whole system is set up against him and he is just excelling, right? But another video for another day, all right? And also, the parenting thing. Let's get back on that for a quick second, all right? The parenting. All right, since when do we as black people, as a collective, take advice from white people, especially as a collective, in regards to raising and rearing children? All right? Isn't it the same group of people who be raising serial killers, who be raising mass murderers and terrorists, who be raising child molesters, pedophiles, to catch a predator, mofos? Why would we be taking advice from these folks? The same folks who raise up these bulimic and anorexic women, right? Why are we taking advice from them? Why should we? We ain't, but why they feel like they can give us advice on how to raise a child, or how to raise children, right? Like, black folks ain't letting their children just go be all buck wild, say off outlandish, disrespectful crap towards them like that, Come on. I mean, I know all white folks ain't the same, I guess I can admit that. But I do be seeing a reoccurring theme when it comes to white people, right? Some white folks be just letting their children just cuss them out and say whatever the hell they want. I'm just like, ooh-wee, I cannot imagine saying that to my parents, and as well, I can imagine being a parent and letting my child just talk to me like I'm just some random motherfucker, some random person off the streets, Yeah. But different strokes for different folks, all right? But as far as like our negative stereotypes, I guess we raise thugs, baby mamas, gangbangers, deadbeat dads, ratchet chicks, hood figures, etc. Right? But okay, think about our negative stereotypes and think about their negative stereotypes. Which one would you rather deal with? Let's keep it real. I'd rather deal with the thugs, deal with the baby mamas, the hood dudes, the gangbangers, and the ratchet chicks, right? I'd much rather deal with them than the serial killers, the child molesters, the pedophiles, anorexic, bulimic types, the types that don't want to wash their hands unless it's a federal holiday, right? And I thought that was just the dudes, but according to my female coworkers at like a previous job that I had, it seemed like the females be doing that too. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, quick sidebar. I'm sorry. Quick sidebar though. All right. I think this is directed towards the men, but I guess women can also be a part of this. But all right, when you're in the restroom, right, and you finishing up and washing your hands and stuff, when someone doesn't wash their hands and just leaves, what race is the person? think about it. I know I can't be the only one who noticed this. I can't. I know I can't. I mean, I'd have noticed like maybe a few, maybe once or twice, a black guy doing that, but most of the time when that happens, it's a white dude who don't want to wash their hands for some reason. I don't know. I guess it had. I guess a national holiday, perhaps. All right, but back to topic. All right. Okay. So, long story short, I don't appreciate the media trying to, just vilify this black man. Stop vilifying black fathers, especially. There's a black father who's in his son's lives, doing the right thing. Trying to make his sons superstars, right? Just like Beyonce, dad made a lot of women superstars, or at least stars as well. Just like Joe Jackson made his family stars, right? But when it comes to the black dad, sometimes folks be critical. Sometimes you got reasons, sometimes they don't. But you notice the media was kind of covering the whole Matthew Knowles baby mama situation, right? He had like 2 baby mamas at the same time. Yeah, like some entertainment shows were doing interviews with his baby mamas. I'm like, oh, okay, they want to push that agenda too. I mean, I know that black fathers aren't perfect, but who is perfect, right? Of course, no one's perfect, right? But I just feel like maybe, I don't know. I guess just it doesn't sit well with me and also I think they did that to like Serena and Williams and Venus Williams' father too, as well. Especially because I think he's kind of more like woke, quote unquote woke, and he, wasn't really down with, like, he was able to spot out the racism and call it out. I think that was a part of it too. But Serena Williams wanted to go off and marry, marry Billy, and a sidebar right quick. I feel like that's her choice. Of course, we all have the option to choose. We all have, that option to make our choices, right? But for some reason, I just feel like she shouldn't have did that. I don't really think she should have just swirled it up totally. Couldn't she, like, why didn't she just get another light bright, high yellow dude? Like, she done had a couple of them. Just get another one of them and just bring them back to the blackness, And I think that would have been easier on her, as well as a lot of people. I think it would have been better for her personally, and as well as her brand, to have just had a child with maybe just a black man, right? I know she might have a taste for the exotic, Perhaps she might have some issues as well in regards to maybe skin tone, perhaps. I'm not sure. But I'll say she seems to have a taste for the exotic, perhaps. I'll leave it at that, right? So she couldn't have just tried to search for another exotic dude who's black. Again, I'm not really trying to bash Serena because it's her choice. But I'm just saying, I kind of wish she would have just, stuck it out, thugged it out, and found herself, a black king to have her children with, he could have been, on the lighter side if you feeling, wanting some light brightness in your life. All right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Light-skinned men need love too, right? But I guess to bring it back, the topic, right? I think I said pretty much all I have to say. To sum it up, long story short, the media, stop making this black man seem like he's just a misogynistic, big black beast who's just viciously attacked this woman. They didn't say anything about the things that led up to this exchange, by the way. You know how the media does when it comes to a white woman. But let this have been a black woman coming at a white man like that, right? The media would not be all on this chick's side, And if the white man actually was saying stuff that was like disrespectful and outlandish, they would just kind of sweep it under the rug and be like, oh, let's just not cover the story. Sometimes that happens, right? They just don't cover the story. If it's like something that they can't spin, they just don't cover the story, right? I mean, look at how Bill O'Reilly did Maxine Waters, with the whole wig thing, or like that chick in the in the like press office. I think April something. I don't know her last name. Let me see if I can search for it right quick. But yeah, that chick. She's like the black lady who's in the press secretary office during like when they're talking to the president and stuff like that. President, I guess, press secretary. But yeah, they were disrespecting her a couple of times. The media didn't come with the whole feminism thing, right? Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, April Ryan, that's her name, April Ryan, right? They wasn't talking about no disrespect and sexism then, right? It just seems like this. It only comes up sexism, right, when it's a white woman, right? These sexism things, like when it comes to black women are just considered black people. They're not considered women. It's like you can be black or you can be a woman, right? And I know for black women that can be very frustrating, right? Because being black has its issues, but also being a woman has its issues too. And it's just like, well, what about these issues that I deal with as a black woman, right? And I know that I can understand that being frustrating to not have someone hear you out when it comes to the black women's issues that you go through. So I apologize for that. And I think that the community should be a bit more, what's the word? Attentive to black women's issues. So that some black women don't feel like they need to go over to the feminism camp, because you know they don't mean you no good. they don't mean they don't mean you no good. They just use black women for the numbers and to be their attack dogs in the media when they want to go after black men, right? But when it comes down to it, you know, when push comes to shove, and they have to make a choice, right, between your black self and their whiteness and protecting the whiteness, the white supremacy and the white privilege that they have, they're not gonna be down for you like that. But I think the majority of black women are kind of like privy to that and know what's up. But of course, there's a minority that seem to want to skip along with white women and act like they're down, and white women are really down for them. No, I guess I'm just talking to that group of women more so, right? Um, because I do hate when some black men, particularly on YouTube, be just trying to make it just seem like all black women are part of that white feminism thing when it's not true. It really ain't true. Um, and also, they be bringing back up stuff that happened like in like what the '60s or '70s or something, the '80s or something. They bring back this old stuff, just like, oh y'all went off with the feminists. I'm like, did they really? Did they really? In large numbers. I mean, I know a couple of, you always got some coons. You always got some bed wenches, right? Right, but as a collective, did that happen? No, no. And trust, if that did happen as a collective, the community would have really been in trouble. Because when black women, keep it real, if black women leave the community will go to hell. Trust me on that. The community will go to hell in a handbasket very quick. Trust me, you know. Heck, would there even be a community if black women left the community? Probably. I don't think so. Keep it real. And that's the thing too. It's like sometimes I think black men, particularly some of these black men who are kind of like on the pro-black conscious tip, kind of forget that you need both. If you're gonna be pro-black, you have to be both pro-black man and pro-black woman. You can't be just pro-black man. And some women be doing it too, and it's just pro-black woman. But I see it more so with the men though. But if you are pro-black, then you have to be pro-black both men and women, because it takes both black men and black women to create this community and to sustain this community, right? And to create the black people, right? So we need both. We can't just have one or the other. We need both of them. And I feel like men of other races understand that. I know white men definitely understand that. That's why they make sure that their women are seen as the top of the best women, right? They get the media promotion, they get put on the pedestal, right? Um, he makes sure that that their women are taken care of. Of course, they have issues, right? But he knows that in order to sustain white supremacy, he's gonna need that white woman. Because think about it, if white women were not compliant in white supremacy as a collective, it would fall apart. He needs both. He needs the white man, but he knows he needs the white woman to sustain that system, because they're the ones raising the kids. I know fathers play a part too, of course, but definitely the women play a part in raising the next generation, right? And teaching as well, passing on culture, you know. So yeah, I guess I can bring this video to a close. Thanks a lot for watching, you guys. Feel free to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. The feedback and support are extremely appreciated and extremely valued. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.